This video is about shadows, about your shadows. Everyone going on to my channel and disliking it, most likely is either a white racist or somehow anti-Black Lives Matter. I'm going to tell you the description and history about shadows. Shadows, according to Carl Jung, is anything that you repress, deny, or hide. Most of the times, these shadows lurk in your darkness, in your shadow, in the black, darkness. And shadows are what produce most of the violence, destruction, and death in this world. So I'm going to challenge you. If you're a white racist or anti-Black Lives Matter, challenge you to look at and face your shadows. A lot of where the white racist hatred comes from is your shadow, or are your shadows. Most of the white racist hatred or any kind of hate towards projected on Black Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matter movement, it's all from your shadow of self-hatred. I am a leader and facilitator in Mankind Project. I am a Mankind Project men's group facilitator and group leader. I help men. I help men look at and face their shadows. I help men do their shadow work. I help men go through any kind of hatred in their beings, especially self-hatred that comes up as being racist hatred, and I help men to reform the right racist hatred that they cast and project upon black people and other people of color in the U.S. I help reform white racists into self-loving white men who no longer hate anybody else because they don't hate themselves anymore. Therefore, they're not going to hate anybody else. They're not going to hate black people. They're not going to hate gay people. They're not going to hate Jews. They're not going to hate Mexicans. They're not going to hate Asians or other Latinos or Jews or even women. Because the only reason why you hate these people is because you hate yourself and you project your shadow of self-hatred onto black people and other people. And this includes the Black Lives Matter movement and their protests and riots. Black Lives Matter, as the MKP Mankind Project men's leader and facilitator who facilitates men's shadow work, Black Lives Matter is about eliminating anti-black racism, police, police brutality, and police murdering unarmed black U.S. citizens. That's the only reason why they're here. They're not here about hatred. They're not here about racism. They're not here about anything that you allude that they are here for. They're only about ending anti-black racism, police brutality, and police murdering them. And that's it. Anything else that you think that they're about is your shadow and is your projection. So I'm going to challenge you, whoever looks at my videos, to do your own shadow work, to bring out these dark, black, evil shadows out from behind you where they are, bring them to the front and look at them and face them and do your work. Do your shadow emotional healing work. Look at all your self-hatred. Look at all your shame. Look at all where you feel like shit in your life, where you want to take it out on other people. Look at your tendencies to want to be violent toward other people, to go out and beat them up, to go out and try to kill people. It's time for you to do that work because I've done 15 years of this work. I have done 15 years of this shadow work. I have faced every shadow of my life. I have uncovered every rock, crook and nanny of shadow in my life, and I've done that work. It's time for you to do that work to bring out your evil, dark, black shadows from your back and bring it into the light, into your front. Shine light on your shadows. Do work on your self-hatred. Do work on your fear. Do work on any distress, any trauma, any pain, any hurt that you have suppressed your whole life from your childhood, your teenage years, your young adulthood. Do that work now, because that's the only way that you will stop hating yourself, stop hating black people, stop hating Black Lives Matter movement. It's about you and your shadows. Anything that you hide, repress, and deny about yourself, any kind of self hatred, any kind of shame. Shame equals meaning you feel like shit about yourself, that you are a piece of shit, that's what shame says to you, that you are defective, that you're nothing, that there's something wrong with you. You have to face that in order to stop this self hatred. Period. You have to look at this shame. You have to look at your pain and hurt that you have repressed all these years, that you are projecting and taking out on other people, specifically black people. It is time to end systemic racism and oppression of black people and other people of color in the U.S. And that starts with doing your own work, doing your own shadow work, looking and facing your dark black shadows. And I say this as a men's group leader. I lead men's groups every week, 5 to 10 men each meeting, where we look at and face our shadows. We do our work. We do our work to end hatred in this world, to end violence in this world, to end division in this world. There's no need for the far right, the far left, because most of the majority of human beings, humanity, live in the middle. So we need to stop this hatred and stop this violence by doing our shadow work. I challenge you to do your shadow work and stop your BS towards me and other people who are supportive of Black Lives Matter movement, who want to end racist hatred and racism in general. Do your shadow work. As a MKP group leader of men's group, do your shadow work. Reform your white racist hatred. Stop being a white racist. Period.